returned for a reason. You have come far. Now your journey lies beyond.
Behold our castaways, King and Queen of Narnia.
Refugee!
Your Majesty.
When the Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader arrived in 2010, it carried with it both the legacy and the burden of an established fantasy saga. Adapted from the beloved novel by C.S. Lewis, the film marked a tonal shift for the series. Rather than centering on a grand battlefield clash for the throne of Narnia, this chapter turns its gaze outward, toward the sea, toward the unknown, and toward the spiritual and emotional growth of its characters. It is an adventure defined not by conquering armies, but by confronting temptation, fear, and identity, all set against a sweeping maritime quest that takes audiences to the very edge of the world. This time, the story narrows its focus. The older Pevensey siblings are absent, and the narrative rests primarily on Lucy and Edmund, played by Georgie Henley and Skandar Keynes in the broader series, alongside newcomer Will Poulter as Eustace Scrubb. The addition of Eustace fundamentally alters the group dynamic. Unlike the Pevenseys, who have matured through previous trials, Eustace begins as skeptical, selfish, and insufferably cynical. His disbelief in Narnia and his constant complaints inject tension into the early stretches of the journey. Yet that friction is deliberate. It establishes the emotional arc that will define the film's most transformative moments. The return to Narnia is once again facilitated through magic, but it feels less like a whimsical invitation and more like destiny calling them back. Upon arrival, Lucy and Edmund reunite with Prince Caspian, portrayed by Ben Barnes, now a more seasoned and reflective ruler than the impassioned prince audiences previously met. Caspian is no longer fighting for his crown, he is a king seeking answers. His mission is not conquest, but discovery, an expedition across the Eastern Sea to locate the 7 lost lords of Narnia, noblemen exiled during his uncle's tyrannical reign. The quest provides narrative propulsion, but it also functions symbolically. Each island they encounter becomes a test of character. Central to this journey is the magnificent ship, the Dawn Treader itself. More than a vessel, it embodies Narnia's spirit of exploration. Its golden dragon prow, billowing sails, and intricate craftsmanship create an atmosphere of mythic seafaring reminiscent of ancient legends. The ocean becomes both setting and metaphor. It is vast, unpredictable, and filled with wonders and dangers alike. By choosing a seaborne structure, the film embraces episodic storytelling. Each island is a self-contained chapter that contributes to the overarching theme of personal transformation. One of the most compelling aspects of the narrative lies in its handling of temptation. Unlike the brute force antagonists of earlier installments, the threats here are often internal. A mysterious green mist spreads across the seas, enslaving and sacrificing innocents in pursuit of dark magic. Yet even this external menace is intertwined with the characters' vulnerabilities. Lucy struggles with insecurity and envy, longing for beauty and recognition. Edmund grapples with the shadow of his past betrayal. Caspian wrestles with pride and the weight of leadership, and Eustace, perhaps most poignantly, must confront the ugliness within himself. The dragon sequence stands as the emotional centerpiece of the film. Stranded on an island rich with treasure, Eustace's greed and resentment culminate in a supernatural transformation. He becomes a dragon, physically manifesting the selfishness that has defined him. This metamorphosis is not played merely for spectacle, it is introspective and somber. Trapped in a monstrous form, Eustace experiences isolation and regret. His inability to communicate with the others underscores his alienation. When Aslan intervenes, portrayed through majestic CGI and imbued with quiet authority, the redemption is portrayed as painful and humbling. The stripping away of dragon skin becomes an allegory for repentance and renewal, reinforcing the spiritual subtext that permeates the story. Aslan's presence throughout the film is measured yet profound. He does not dominate the screen, but his guidance shapes the moral compass of the narrative. His words to Lucy about longing and identity resonate beyond the fantasy setting, touching on universal questions of self-worth and purpose. The film leans into the allegorical elements of Lewis's writing more explicitly than its predecessors, emphasizing faith, courage, and acceptance of one's limitations. Visually, the movie expands the geography of Narnia, from the slave-trading markets of the Lone Islands to the shimmering waters inhabited by merfolk. Each location is designed to evoke wonder. The production balances practical sets with digital effects, striving to immerse viewers in a world that feels both tangible and fantastical. The sea serpents and magical creatures encountered along the voyage inject moments of high-stakes action, but these sequences never fully overshadow the character-driven heart of the story. The tone oscillates between light adventure and contemplative drama. There is humor, often stemming from Eustace's bluntness and Reepicheep's gallant bravado. The valiant mouse knight, though small in stature, embodies unwavering courage and chivalry. His quest to reach Aslan's country adds a layer of poignancy, culminating in a farewell that underscores the theme of letting go. When he finally sails into the silver horizon in his tiny coracle, the image is less about spectacle and more about spiritual fulfillment. Behind the camera, director Michael Apted brought a different sensibility to the franchise. His approach emphasized intimacy and emotional nuance over large-scale warfare. While some viewers noted the reduced emphasis on epic battles compared to earlier entries, others appreciated the introspective focus. The film attempts to balance blockbuster expectations with quieter character beats, navigating the challenge of appealing to both younger audiences and longtime fans of the novels. The dynamic between Lucy and Edmund reflects their maturation. Lucy's childlike wonder remains intact, yet she is no longer naive. Her confrontation with the magical spell that offers her the chance to be more beautiful reveals a universal adolescent struggle. Edmund, once defined by betrayal, now acts as a protective older brother and steady presence. Their growth provides continuity within the ever-shifting lineup of protagonists. The green mist serves as a unifying threat, tying the episodic islands into a cohesive narrative arc. It represents fear made manifest, an insidious force that preys on weakness. To defeat it, the characters must gather 7 enchanted swords and lay them on Aslan's table at the world's end. This quest structure introduces a sense of mythic ritual, reinforcing the idea that courage and unity are required to dispel darkness. As the Dawn Treader ventures farther east, the sea transforms. Waters turn sweet and luminous, suggesting proximity to the divine. The final stretch of the journey strips away conventional conflict in favor of transcendence. The boundary between the physical and the spiritual blurs. When Lucy and Edmund are told they will not return to Narnia again, the farewell carries a bittersweet resonance. Growing up, the film suggests, means accepting that certain wonders belong to a particular season of life. Upon release, the movie sparked discussions about the future of the franchise. It performed solidly, but faced the complex economics of fantasy filmmaking in a rapidly evolving cinematic landscape. Conversations circulated about potential adaptations of subsequent books, yet the series entered a period of uncertainty. Despite that, the film maintains a dedicated fan base who appreciated its faithful engagement with Lewis's themes. In retrospect, the movie occupies a distinctive space within the trilogy. Where the first film embraced mythic prophecy and the second centered on reclaiming a kingdom, this installment is about seeking meaning beyond victory. Its stakes are personal rather than political. The sea voyage becomes a pilgrimage, each trial refining the characters' understanding of themselves. The performances contribute significantly to this tonal shift. Will Poulter's portrayal of Eustace balances arrogance with vulnerability, ensuring that his redemption feels earned rather than convenient. Then Barnes presents a more contemplative Caspian, a king learning that exploration can be as noble as warfare. Georgie Henley infuses Lucy with sincerity, anchoring the emotional core of the narrative. The musical score swells with orchestral grandeur, underscoring moments of discovery and introspection alike. It evokes both the thrill of adventure and the solemnity of spiritual revelation. Combined with sweeping cinematography of endless horizons, the film crafts an atmosphere that invites viewers to imagine what lies beyond the visible world. Ultimately, the story's power lies in its quiet affirmation that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to confront it. Each character confronts a mirror reflecting their deepest flaw. By overcoming those internal battles, they contribute to the defeat of external evil. It is a message that resonates regardless of age, cloaked in the trappings of fantasy, yet grounded in emotional authenticity. The final image of the Dawn Treader sailing toward a radiant sunrise encapsulates the film's essence. It is not merely about reaching the edge of the world, but about recognizing that the journey itself reshapes those who undertake it. The promise of Narnia endures, even as its doors close for Lucy and Edmund. And for audiences, The Voyage remains a reminder that sometimes the greatest adventures are the ones that lead inward, guiding us to confront our dragons, lay down our burdens, and sail bravely toward whatever horizon awaits.